I know that when you see these toys coming out, like you want to be the first person to get them. You want to get them on your shelf as soon as possible. And I usually try to do that myself. Like with this Mattel Batmobile, like this thing was $250 at Toys R Us. I got it the day it came out. I couldn't get it on my shelf fast enough. Granted, I had a couple coupons, so I actually walked out the door with this thing for about 200 bucks. Now that thing is $80 on Costco's website. Like, that is an unbelievable deal. That thing is still probably my favorite toy in my whole entire toy room. Like, that thing's amazing. If you guys don't pick that up for 80 bucks, maybe you're just not a Batman fan. But that for me is a really hard pass. And so, like, I was waiting and waiting and waiting for these to come down. And I knew that it would happen eventually because it's Mafex. Like, these things, it's kind of like these, SH Figure Arts, these things are almost guaranteed to go down in value. A lot of our action figures do go down in value. It's actually very rare when we buy an action figure and it goes up in value and actually stays up in value. That doesn't happen very often. Usually, you get a toy, these things are like almost $80 each when they first come out. And it was like, do I want this Joker? He is pretty cool. He's like basically a figure and a half, but not for 80 bucks. Like, I just can't do that. But for $35 on eBay, yes, I definitely wanted this thing in my collection. And I figure if I get this Joker, then I should probably get the Harley Quinn to go with him. Like, this thing also was one that I wanted, but for $80, just couldn't do it. And for you guys that did spend 80 bucks on this, or 70 or 60, this isn't like a me rubbing it in video, because this shit happens to me all the time. I spend $250 on it, then it goes down to 80. So I feel your pain, I know what it feels like. But with companies like Mafex, sometimes Figure Arts, and a lot of toys in between, if it's a figure you can wait on, go ahead and wait on it. You'll probably save a lot of money. So I went ahead and picked her up for also 30 bucks. She's pretty cool. She comes with two different heads, the Batman with the gas mask head. I don't have that Batman. And with the other Harley, I don't have that Harley because I went ahead and went with Mezco as far as the Harley Quinn goes. And then a character that I wanted to get in my collection for a really long time, this Will Smith Deadshot. Like, I think Will Smith is awesome, but when I see this with the Will Smith head, I just see Will Smith. I don't see Deadshot. But it's cool because it comes with a masked head, so I could take the Will Smith head, put it in the drawer, put the Deadshot head on him, and now I have a Deadshot. Basically, these are like, of course I got tons of Deadshots, I got tons of Jokers, and I got tons of Harleys. But I don't have these versions of them, so it was a nice little come up, except for I do have the really crappy version of her. We'll check her out. We'll check all three of these out in one video. Let's get to popping these open. Alright, we got them cracked open. Now we can kind of check the scale on them. You see Harley standing just around 6 inches tall, which she is wearing heels, but you got to figure 6 inches relates to 6 feet. Now, she's supposed to be 6 feet tall. I think not, but I guess it kind of is what it is. What are you going to do? Crouch her down a little bit. I'm sure we can find some cool pose to put her in to where she doesn't look that tall. And then you got Deadshot over here, and man, he looks pretty cool when you take off the Will Smith head. Although I do really like the Will Smith head, it's just how many Will Smith action figures do I need? I think I have enough. He's about 6.5 inches tall, which he's definitely way too tall, but the figure's so cool, I'm going to go ahead and give him a pass. Also, I can't wait to get into him and start reviewing him a little bit. Then you got the Joker standing right about 6.2, so he'd be like 6 feet 2 inches, which heck, I think I could buy that. That's kind of like a believable scale on him. And then he also comes with the straight jacket thing, and I was thinking, God, that'd be really cool to put that straight jacket on this one. But then I really like this one, kind of how he is, and I was going, well, man, I really need a straight jacket Joker. And then I went and looked at my collection, and then voila, I guess I do have a straitjacket Joker. So here's this one. This one is definitely really cool. So I guess I won't be using that straitjacket accessory, which, let me point something out really quick. This is an accessory. This is half of a freaking action figure. And I will go ahead and plug it on this other one just so you can kind of see it. Man, I mean, a gun, half a figure for accessory. Well done, Alright, since we already kind of started with the Joker, we may as well finish up with the Joker. Here's the Jokers I'm going to comparison. I did take the extra torso and I put it on the other one. He already comes with the Arkham pants. It's like this thing almost actually looks better this way than this way, and his belly just fell out. That was that click that you heard. But you get my point. So here he is, snapped on there. God, it's just like, it's almost like you want to buy two of the sets of legs. Like, I kind of wish that was an option for I could display them all three ways. But since I have the straight jacket, I'm going to go ahead and put the purple jacket back on him. But this is a pretty nice toy. As far as the head sculpt on this one, that weird smile definitely looks a little off to me. The damage tattoo is one thing that I don't think I'll ever get over. I mean, just the face tattoos. Like, you kids out there today getting these face tattoos, that's something I just don't understand. Why would you want to do that to yourself? Tattoos, yes. Face tattoos. I mean, I guess if you're the Joker, maybe. It doesn't even work with the Joker. Come on, guys. Let's stop with the face tattoos. Let's get in the figure that we're really supposed to be looking at. First off, look at this gun. Like, this thing is just amazing. Like, that is a Joker gun. That is a gun that it's mandatory, has to be displayed. Although he does come with some other accessories that are actually really cool, like his cane, but I'm going to go ahead and use his cane on the other Joker. So this thing will go back in the box. And then he comes with the same pistol as the one that I already have, which this pistol also is really nice. Let me try to get close up to my ugly fingers as possible. God, you know what? They don't look so bad until you look at them on a big screen. Ugh. Oh, there. The gun is cool. The fingers are pretty nasty. Then he comes with a ton of hands. We'll go ahead and get those, check those out in just a second. First off, look at the head sculpt on this thing. When they have an open mouth, that is something that is really cool, because then I think that's really hard for them to do. They got to sculpt the whole inside of the mouth, all the teeth, paint inside the mouth. Open mouth action figures are always like really cool features. That's why whenever they have the screaming head, that's something that I almost always have to display. And if you look at this head compared to the other scream mouth head, and you're like, oh, they're the same. At least I thought they were. And then you look at them together. Like this one, the eyes are closed. This one, the eyes are open. The mouth is totally different. God, like they just, like they could get cheap and they choose not to. Like Mafex is just an amazing company. Like now I know why they're trying to charge $80 for these things. Are they worth it? Yeah, if it's a character that you really can't wait to get. But you kind of learn by now that if you wait, you're going to pick them up for $35 instead of $85. And that's like shipped. That was on my doorstep. So that's actually really good. This action figure comes with way too many hands. Like, I don't even know how to display them, because this thing is really cool. I like that feature, how he holds his mouth over his mouth. And that's cool. I mean, this Joker in the movie, let's face it, he's definitely my least favorite Joker of all Jokers. But the toy was pretty cool. I kind of liked the movie. It wasn't great, but I didn't really hate it. And then for articulation down here, you have the toes that move. Like, look at these. Like, it's got like a Joker mouth on the shoe. Like, God, they do such a good job. Toe articulation, and it actually works. Like, that is amazing. As far as the rest of articulation down there, maybe it's a little stiff. Maybe it's the pants kind of restricting it. Not a whole lot. The knee joint on this thing, that's how it's done. Like, it's a single knee. Plenty of movement. It's well hidden. The thighs, really cool. Pull down thighs. Man, they just, God, I love their action figures, man. This thing is amazing. Does turn at the waist, turns at the torso, has an ab crunch, ball on the shoulders, even has drop down shoulders. Like, come on, man. You guys are just giving me too much articulation. I don't even know what to do anymore. Double elbow. Now check this out, guys. Double elbow with no pin. If they can do it, everybody can do it. Please do it. That is how I like my action figures. That is truly amazing. Wrist, same thing that we've been getting forever. It's kind of like on that little ball. As far as the head goes, the bottom of the neck moves, the top of the head moves, like here at the top. Really well done. The action figure is amazing. The Joker, I didn't care for that much in the movie. The action figure is action figure perfection. If you can pick them up for 35 bucks, I highly recommend that you do so. As far as the rest of his hands go, they're all down here. It's got pretty much every option you could want. It's got like kind of like a relaxed hand, trigger hand. I mean, I don't think we need to hold every single one up in front of the camera. It's basically every hand you could want. Gun hands for right and left, open hands, relaxed hand, fisted hand, pretty much every single hand. While we're looking at the hands, we may as well just keep this party started. As far as Deadshot hands go, once again, way too many hands. And plus he still has 2 hands on the figure. Like, every option possible. Like, that is amazing. Then as far as Harley comes down, got one way over here. You got tons of options there, way more than you could possibly use. God, that's great. It comes with an extra bubble with an extra head. We'll check her out in a second. Alright, so for the Harley, I went ahead and pulled out the Mezco Harley, and I also went ahead and pulled out the Mattel Harley. And that thing, God, that's horrible. And I look at this, and I'm going, why did I buy this figure? Why? Like, why? And it's like, oh yeah, because I didn't know that anybody was going to make this one, and I thought that this one was like an Amazon exclusive, and I was like worried that it's going to sell out. And I really wanted this outfit, and I didn't watch a review of it before I bought it, so I bought it. It's horrible. It will go on the very back of the shelf. Now I got this one, but let's check out the Mezco one really quick. This one is still by far my favorite one. Like, look how petite and skinny she is. Like, the female figure on this thing looks amazing. And then you have this one. It just looks a little off with these big chunky knees. Like, that just doesn't work for me. Compared to this knee, that thing looks amazing. As far as the rest of the articulation goes, Mezco for sure. Most of it's hidden in the soft goods. It's pretty much uncomparable. Still my favorite. The SH Figure Arts was my second favorite, but I could only afford one, so I went ahead and went with that one. As far as these two go, we'll look at them side by side, just in case you were trying to figure out which one to get. This thing, God, it's just hideous, dude. Like, when they release a toy like this, they gotta be just a little bit embarrassed, or I should probably be even more embarrassed for buying it and then keeping it in my collection, but hey, maybe not. Here she is. I've already did a review of her. She sucks. Whatever. Out of here. So, and then we're going to go ahead and take a look at this one. Definitely has a few flaws that I can't stand. First off, that weird joint at her boob line. That's like, looks like the old lady boob line where they kind of sag down. And it's like one weird, like, fat. Oh, dude, it just not good articulation on that. I don't know what they were thinking. I was trying to see if I could peel her top off, see if she has a nipple. But it looks like it's glued on pretty good, and I don't see a nipple in there anyways. Sorry for perving out a little bit. But I'm sure you guys are wondering the same thing. And then you have her dress. Like, we'll go ahead and pull her back up. See how this dress kind of like fits the shape of the figure? Actually kind of looks like a woman's figure. Then you have this dress, and it's just like, man, I mean, I do like this action figure, but I am going to pick it apart. Don't think that I'm not. So if you were to, like, get the dress to fit a little bit tighter, like around the waist, this figure would look a little bit better. First, God, I can't get over that seam. It's like, am I the only one that's just really bothering me? So that seam sucks. The dress is way too baggy. That kind of sucks. I don't know if the color's right or wrong. This one's really gold. This one's almost kind of silver. And then these big, chunky, double knees. Like, my female figures, please, less articulation. Make the figure look like hot. Like, I want a sexy female action figure. I don't want something that looks like a robot. At least there's no pin in the knee. I guess that's kind of cool. It's got the double elbow on a female figure, which is something everybody's screaming for. Me, I don't like it. I'll take the single all day long because I don't like looking at that. Like, that just ruins a female figure. Less articulation on female figures, at least for me, that would be really nice. As far as articulation goes on her, the head does move. That works really well. The shoulders also has the drop-down shoulders, which I think they did a pretty good job on that. On my Wonder Woman, not so much. Also has like a swivel up top, so that's pretty cool. Then the double elbow, which God, I just don't even care about that. The ab crunch, it looks like it's just up here at the top. I mean, since she had the dress on, it would be nice if they put it down here. Looks just kind of weird and doesn't really work anyway, so there's really no point in that thing. I mean, it just sucks. As far as the thigh cut, no thigh cut, but then she does have the pull down hips, which is nice, and then those are on a ball. They move anywhere you want. The double knee is just horrible. Who really cares? The shoes are cool. Like when I had this one, I was like, what is that supposed to be on her shoe? Well, it's like they got little curtains on them. I guess that's how it was in the movie. I wasn't exactly looking at her shoes in the movie, but this thing, it actually relates pretty well. You can see like the spiked heel on the back, the red on the bottom. I think they did a pretty good job. The female action figure is like, you just got a little less articulation, guys. It might go a long way. At least it would with me. As far as the head sculpt goes, this thing is amazing. Like the bubble comes out of her mouth. You can pop it out. And then if you bought the other one, you can put this head on there, I guess. I don't have it, but we'll go ahead and compare it with this one really quick. And I think they did a great job on both of these head sculpts. Like, I think they're about equal as far as that part goes. Let's check out this one really quick. This one is good, but not as good as this one. I think they definitely killed it a little bit better. Plus, I like this face. This smile on this one just looks a little goofy. Anyways, there she is. Let's get to the next one. Alright, so I don't know if I've ever had an opportunity to pull out my Deathstroke collection or not, but here it is. Whenever I think of Deathstroke, I'm like Deathlock, Deadpool. God, it's like they're all the same character to me, almost. Of course, Deadpool is a little bit cooler, but it's hard whenever I say Deathshot, I want to say Deathstroke or Deadpool or somebody. It's like Deadshot is like the lesser of the three. He's like definitely like your least favorite of those three, at least for me, and I don't think I'm alone on this one. So first off, here's the Mafex one, the one I just got. We're going to check him out in a minute. Here's the one from the TV series, which I actually thought that was pretty cool. Video game, obviously, because he says Arkham right across his chest. Then down here you have a comic book one that looks real similar to the comic book one over here. And this one might also be a video game. I can't really remember on him for sure or not, but he doesn't say Arkham on it. So we'll go ahead and get him out of here. The size comparison that I was most curious about was where I'm going to display him. Yes, I'm going to display these on my Mezco shelf. I definitely think that these toys are worthy. It's basically, how does he stack up next to Batman? He's slightly, a little bit taller than Batman, which kind of sucks. I don't think that he should be taller than Batman. He is, so I'm going to have to definitely get a little creative on the posing to shrink him down a little bit. I don't know why they did him so tall. We'll go ahead and check him out, but first, on the Harley figure, I know I'm all over the place. This is what happens when you do so many figures at once. I guess this is what happens when you don't have the time to do a toy review a day. On the Harley figure, she also came with this Batman head with the gas mask, which this thing is really cool. Unfortunately, I don't have the Batman to put this mask on. If I did, I would probably put this on it. Who knows, maybe if I see that for 35 bucks, I'll go ahead and pick that up too. And then he also comes with the Will Smith head. Damn it, that's right, I was going to pull out a Will Smith. All right, I'll grab a Will Smith. You know what, I'll just put a picture of the Will Smith, a Will Smith action figure in my collection. I'm sure I have a few. I'll just grab one. It'll be like a mystery. Then you'll see it as pictures at the end. This head sculpt, to me, is Will Smith perfection. I think they did a really good job. I really love it. It's just, I don't want a Will Smith action figure. When I put this on that, I don't see Deadshot or Deathstroke or Deadpool. I just see Will Smith, and I don't want to see Will Smith, at least not against you, Will. I actually really like your movies. But not this time. This time, we're going with Deadshot. And now we're going to go ahead and check him out. And this thing, man, like, I almost kind of wish I would have paid more for him just to get him sooner. I didn't realize how good of an action figure this thing was going to be. Yes, he's a little too tall. That's my only complaint. This is one of the, this is going to be like in the top figures of the year for sure. This thing is is just truly amazing. The rifle that he comes with, tons of detail, writing on it. Like, look at that thing. Like, I am so impressed. Like, this thing can hold it with both hands. Then he has I guess the guns on his wrist right there with the little muzzle. Once again, really good. Let me see if I can get my camera to zoom in. Looks like there's writing right there too. I think my camera's maxed out on that one, but here he is holding the gun. The scope on that thing is awesome. The only thing they're missing was a blast effect. If they would have did that, it would have made it even a little bit cooler. Let's see how close we can get this one, because there's definitely some writing there. Like, I can't see it without the camera, so that thing's helping me out, and I probably still can't see it. Maybe if I screenshot it, zoom it, who knows, maybe we'll actually start to say something. And how do they get screen prints so small? This thing is amazing. First off, this little flap on the back flips up and down. Be careful with that. I've already almost broke mine off. I don't even know why it flips up. Maybe for articulation, for it can move more. Comes with like 2 9mm that go on the back. These things are just flat black, which are both actually really cool. Tons of detail, just one color. It's awesome. Like, this thing, and then you can put them both in here. I think that's really good storage for them. God, it just looks like, look at all those rivets and the detail. Man, Mafex, they're an amazing company. And when you know you can get these things for 35 bucks if you wait a little bit, awesome. So the clips don't come out of the clip holder, at least as far as I could tell. I tugged on them a little bit, but not too hard because I don't want them to break. They actually fold up and down. Like, who does that? Who goes the extra mile and does cool shit like that? Because that is amazing. Like, I just love it. And then over here, you get another cool, really gun. I'll go ahead and do a close-up before I put my grubby hand on it. It's got like a textured leather handle. Once again, tons of cool detail on that thing. Really amazing. Really well done. Look at like the rivets on there. Like, how do you even paint something that small? Like, it's just an amazing action figure. I don't know if you guys got this yet or not. If you haven't, highly recommend that you pick it up. He also has a knife on his boot. Of course it comes out. Tons of little sculpted detail on that. It actually has like the blade like sculpted in like there on the bottom. Really nice little painted rivets. And you look at the boots, you're like, it's just a black boot. Nope, it's got like a camouflage like tint to it. Once again, articulated toe. God, they just killed it. Look at the knee pad. Like, the more I look at this action figure, especially through the camera, the more I like it. Like, look at that little clip on his belt. It's like pink. It was probably red, like faded. Oh, dude, it's just everything about it, man. It almost feels like that thing's getting ready to break off. I actually pushed on it really hard when I stuck the other head on here. So hopefully I don't have to crazy glue that thing on. Here he is. Amazing toy. Looks like he's got some writing on his neck. If I could, let me get his gun out of the way. Get that zoomed in. I am the light. The way. Oh, wow. Pretty cool. Definitely cool. Tons of sculpted detail. God, I cannot get over how good this action figure is. Like, this thing, really, truly amazing. I'm definitely going to put it on my Mezco shelf. I'm actually going to put all these on my Mezco shelf. I do actually think that Mafex are equal quality to Mezco. It just depends on the action figure. I mean, I go Mezco all the time, but it is definitely really nice to get some Mafex on the shelf, especially when they're $35. And I'll put a picture of the Will Smith, and then I'm going to show you, actually that'll be at the end. First I'm going to show you the collection, which the collection is going to be mixed in with Mezco, and you see that all the time. So I'll go through that really quick. Okay, so I don't really have a Mafex shelf. They're kind of scattered around the room. I got a Spider-Man back here, and then I have the majority of them on my Mezco shelf. I just don't really have enough Mafex to have their own shelf. Plus I think they mix in really well with other action figures. I also have some down here. This is kind of like where my relationship with Mezco started, was when they did this Batman and that Spider-Man over there. Then they did the Batpod. And this is kind of like where I started my relationship with Mafex. And now I have them kind of mixed in with my Mezco toys. I think that they kind of mix right in. The quality is very similar. One's kind of soft goods, one is not. Down here is kind of like more of the Batman area. This is kind of where I'm going to display them. I think they fit right in. Oh, whoa. Got him over here with Harley and Joker in the back right there. I can't tell if he's laughing or crying. It's hard to tell with the Joker. Anyways, let's finish up the shelf. Working on down. I think the rest of it's kind of mezco with a little other stuff mixed in. That's the collection. Like always, guys, thanks for watching.